things in Tampa. A little chilly, I would guess. It's a little chilly up here as well. Let me make sure I've got all messages coming through. Just you and me so far, Doreen. Quiet Sunday, but I'm sure it will fill up. Oh, look, I lost another thread off my hat. There we go. There's my Goonie brother. What's going on, Andrew? How are you? James, buddy. Good to see you again, my friend. Starting to fill in. How's everybody's weekend? I hope everybody had a good weekend. I hope everybody had a wonderful Thanksgiving week. No longer chilly. Missed the record high by 2 degrees today. That's a huge switch. Hey, David, how are you? Brian, good to see you. Coming in from Patriots Nation. The Bills got it done today. We'll see. We'll see how things go. I'm used to disappointment if necessary. David, how are you? I'm going to sneeze. A lot, I think. Battling a little bit of a cold. Gonna jump over to YouTube. All right, I will see you over there. YouTube is going as well. Good to see you, Ironhead. How are you, buddy? Thank you. Yeah, a little bit of a cold. Let's see if I can knock it loose. We're gonna try something new today. You guys know that I got a gift from an old friend, and by old friend, I mean Jolt Cola, early in the week, and I made a couple videos with the traditional version of the new zero sugar Jolt. Zero sugar, meaning no sugar crash, 3 times the caffeine we were used to. So it went from 70 milligrams of caffeine back when we were kids to about 200 now. What's going on, Kevin? Chief's disappointed. I saw that. Wirehead coming in with $2. I want my $2. What we're going to try today, while you guys are all kicking in your $2, is root beer flavored new zero sugar Jolt Cola. I'm kind of psyched about this. I haven't had root beer in a very long time. And if it's good, 200 milligrams of caffeine, I can always add the sugar back by turning it into a root beer float. Bills lost today. In what world are you living, dude? Bills crushed today. Go Bills. Beat the Steelers. I've got a link in on the Facebook page if anybody wants to try it. It's available over on Amazon. You guys can click through the link in the description to check it out. But let's see how it is. Dude, I know, Travin. I intentionally had it showing in there until we figure out what to do. We got to come up with a plan on that. But I intentionally put it on the shelf in a good spot. And absolutely, I'm going to share it even more. Dude, that's really good. Hey, Joan, how are you? Wow, that's really, really good. Really sweet. That's really good. I don't know why I'm surprised. Did I ever own stilts? I never owned stilts. I did do the Knipknaps or whatever those things were called. I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Knipknap was a different game. There were we bought the toy, which felt like plastic cups on strings, and we played with those. And I did the real with cans. We made our own little stilts, but never actual stilts. If mods can keep an eye on things. Yeah, this is the new Jolt. I don't know. It's good. This is the root beer version. I had the regular version, and the regular version is really good. This is really kind of sweet. Naturally flavored, 200 milligrams of natural caffeine. I like it. Holidays were great. Thank you for asking, Chris. Marie Clayton, thank you for my $2. Appreciate it. Today's goal's funny. YouTube has a goal. We're up to 562 already. YouTube's goal for today, I make sure I mention it out loud so the algorithm hears me acknowledge them, is 167. They must be like little Gen Alpha kids, Gen Zs. Clompers, is that what they were called? Because the 6-7 is there. They sent me samples. Kiki's asking when it came out. They sent me samples. If you look at any of my videos, past couple videos I have it in, I've got an Amazon link, which gives it as a reduced price. I think it's pretty cool. I'm happy it's back. It is better, I think, without the sugar for me, because I acknowledge the sugar crash being a real thing. So I like the fact that they tripled the caffeine and reduced the sugar. It works better for me. And it also promotes focus. So the caffeine always helps me focus. I am an ADHD person. I need all the help I can get with focus, but I don't do well on Adderall. I don't do well on that stuff. I've always just used caffeine. Even before I knew I had ADHD, I was the kid that when I had to study, I thought I was taking it to keep me up. But I would have to take Vivarin or Vivarin was one. The other was Revive with Vivarin. No-Dose was the other. I was also a caffeine junkie, and it just really keeps me focused. So what's going on, Snowy Winnet? Consider this your acknowledgement. What's going on? Glad you can finally catch a live with the hubby is with you and now wants the new Jolt. Very cool. Yeah, I have links in my videos. So if you're going to get it and you want to get it, go ahead and get it through the links that I provide. It helps support the page. It also might give you a little bit of a discount from what they're saying. Too much Jolt leads to lots of peeing and no sleep. Honestly, Chris, if you know anybody with hey, Heather Myers, ADHD to the level that I've got, caffeine doesn't really, you guys see my videos, you've seen my lives. I'm not exactly a calm person at my best. I'm always a little bit hyper. Caffeine doesn't make that worse. It actually settles me down a little. So a little bit of a different effect for me. What's going on, Chris, Michelle, Jackie? How are you? Robin, hello. John, I watched a much forgotten Thanksgiving movie, Dutch. I forgot about it as well. Wirehead, thank you for giving out the gift memberships. Appreciate you, buddy. Hey, let's go Buffalo. Made me want to shout today. First half was a little bit rough. Not going to lie. But you know how it goes. The Seventh Rule crew tries new drinks weekly. Send them some. Did you get excited on those pills? I did not, Jamal. Good evening, Carl. Love Dutch. Yep, Ed O'Neill. Yeah, it's Doreen. It's the caffeine doesn't spike me up. It settles me down. It helps me focus. It just feels good. Amy, Jolt, I like two things about it. Number one, I thought it was great that in a time when everything was going caffeine-free Coke, Pepsi-free. Dustin McGowan, thank you so much, man. Happy holidays. Much appreciation, man. Gets us up to 1562. Also, reminder for those of you that like the merch that I wear, not this merch, the Christmas stuff, the nostalgic stuff, the Gen X era stuff, I'm Just a Bill, Conjunction Junction, Rudolph and Hermie, all that stuff. Check out my merch shop, genxjono.dashery.com. There's links everywhere in my profile, in my bio. Everything's on sale right now through tonight, I think. TeePublic has like a Black Friday sale they threw out at me. John, your new sad movie list VH video has disabled comments. If it's on YouTube, I just put it up for the second time. Let me take a look at it because Disney went after me for the Bambi clip that I had in there first. Disney does not play well with us, man. They do not like even a 3-second clip. So I've got to be fast and loose with the stuff I put on with Disney. So I had to shorten that clip and try it again. Let me take a look and see what's going on with it. Might have to wait until after I flip to a different. Anyway, I'll worry about it later. I will fix it. Just can't, not something I can fix right now. Love Jolt. It was part of my breakfast every day in high school. I just loved like I said, everybody was going against it. It was counterculture. And as a young Gen Xer, I really loved the whole counterculture thing. When the whole world was coming at us and we had things like New Coke, right? When they tried to tell us what it was we wanted, we went the other way. New Coke did a ton of research before going New Coke. Those of us that are like, I hated New Coke, the research and the statistics told Coke the exact opposite. Overwhelmingly, Coca-Cola users, when blindly watching preferred the new taste of Coke, preferred the sweeter taste of Pepsi. But tell a Gen Xer that you're going to decide for them what they want. Take something away from us. Even if we didn't want it, we're instantly going to want it. And that's what happened with New Coke. They gave us what it was. By all accounts, it looked like we wanted, but we don't like being told what we can have. So we turned on them. Well, Jolt was the same way. In a time when everyone was going no caffeine, less sugar, they said, okay, all the sugar and twice the caffeine. And we were all over it. We're like, all right, I'll do that. So we did that. And now this is no sugar and 3 times the caffeine. What's going on, Tawny? Yeah, New Coke tasted like Pepsi. You got to remember, Deb, it was a time when they were losing market share for the first time in droves to Pepsi. Jolt was fun when I drank. I got a video where I'm mixing it with a little bit of Everclear, and it's hilarious in that I truly did drink the Everclear. It's the first time I opened it, and I was trying it, and I mixed it in with a little bit of Jolt. I probably went a shot and a half of Everclear to 16 ounces of regular Jolt, and it was really kind of good. I'm not going to lie. It didn't take much to get me to feel it.
Proof that at one time Generation X had feelings.
Hold on to your butts.
Check out these movie scenes. Starting us off at number 1, who remembers this puppy snuff film?
I'm looking at that video.
We got more 10 Gen X. We got more rules for you guys to learn about. Proof that at one time Generation X had feelings.
Hold on.
I want to turn comments on. Dude, who was that? Travin, thank you so much. Travin's covering a bunch of about 25's worth of the $2. Co-workers are like Christmas lights. They all hang together, but half don't work and the rest aren't so bright. As opposed to the 80s era Christmas lights, when they were all so bright. Come on, edit this. Drive me nuts. All right, let me go to YouTube Studio. I know this is bad, guys. I just want to fix this real quick. Bear with me. Jolt Cola was a regular study night for me. Jolt Cola. You don't know what that means. We got along on caffeine and rage. Forgot about Surge. Deb, I don't know why, but you're not wrong. I have forgotten about Surge. I read about it. I see it in other commentators, other creators talk about it. I truly don't remember Surge being a thing. It's really kind of insane, but I truly don't. I don't know why it's not letting me do this on my desktop. It's driving me insane. Comments on. All right. That takes care of that. So, boy, basically what happened is every now and then YouTube will decide that I don't want comments on one of my videos, and they'll turn it off. And what drives everybody insane is when they can't leave comments on videos. And what drives me insane is when people can't leave comments on videos, because some of the best part is me going in and reading the comments. You guys are funny as hell. It didn't last long. I really don't remember Surge. I guess I just was done drinking. I mean, I drank a lot of Jolt. I grew up in Rochester, New York, Buffalo, New York, and, Jolt was a Western New York staple. It was created in Rochester, New York. So that could be part of it. Our Christmas challenge is going well for those over on Facebook. If you hashtag Gen X Christmas Challenge, we have a Gen X Christmas Challenge that's available. And again, it's hashtag Gen X Christmas Challenge. It puts your pictures that you upload with that hashtag in my challenge. And I'm selecting one every single day over the next month before Christmas to share with everybody. So one per day is going out on my Facebook page and on my Instagram page. YouTube doesn't currently have anything like that. So it's over on Facebook. But I will also be making videos using a lot of those pictures. Where did I find Jolt? Terry Lynn, if you look over at the description of the live here on Facebook, I've got a link. You can get some for yourself. They actually sent me a couple cases, a case of regular and a case of root beer. And I'm just trying the root beer for the first time now, and it's really good. Really beat up stuff. Somebody asked for my Italian descent. Nope, at least as close to 100% Greek as you get. I got as a gift, my best friends Matt and Teresa got me to check my ancestry online, and I thought, well, that was a beautiful gift. That was a really sweet gift. So I went and got my ancestry done, and my answer is about as boring as it can get. Here, I thought maybe I would have some really cool ancestry, but yeah, no, I'm Greek. Greek, Turkish, part of like just that whole area. The Bills did win aggressively. It was a good second half. We did well. Root beer Jolt sounds great. I'm the next thing I'm going to do is I'm making a video where I'm going to take a big heaping pile of vanilla ice cream and I'm going to put it into a glass and I'm pouring this over it. Number one, I think it'll make a great video. Because do they even do root beer floats anymore? I know Gen Z kids, Gen Alpha kids are all about, the specialty sodas they can get now. We have a shop here. I don't remember what it's called, but basically you just take Coca-Cola and put different things in it and pay through the nose. Like they think it's kind of like a Starbucks, but with soda. But I don't see anybody ever really drinking sodas the way we did. Do you guys remember getting like root beer floats or Coke floats? And just that's what soda meant. A soda for us was ice cream and soda. And I mean, so I'm doing that for sure. Crown vanilla, that sounds really good. I could do that too. Maybe that's what I'll do, just mixing things with Jolt. We already got Everclear down, so that's one. Mad Dog, I don't think I'd want to put in here, but we'll see. That's not a bad idea. Deborah Mott says it will be messy. Well, anything worth doing is generally messy. Joan, how are you? Yeah, I'm not part anything, Andrew. It really is all Greek. It's crazy. Even the part of me that's not Greek, like Turkey or whatever, it's from the region where ancestrally it would have been Greek dominated at some point in time. The other cool thing they gave me is this bad boy. So even when I'm drinking root beer, if I want to keep it cold, pop that in this bad boy. It's called the Frost something. Frosty, I don't know. I'm hoping that they send me more because I'm addicted. There. See? Anyway, I don't want to spend the entire thing talking Jolt. They didn't really sponsor this live, but it is yummy. Since I was about 10, drinking Coca-Cola every day, cream soda float. Considering hearing about Everclear, I think I would add shot worth into my sodas. Or shot worth into my sodas. Am I part of the 300? Not the last time I checked. Chocolate syrup and ice cream in the regular Jolt? I could do that. I could definitely do that. Went to Crete in the Navy. Loved it. I've never been to Crete, Mel. We just were in Greece this past summer. We hit Athena, Thessaloniki, Chalkidiki, Kalithea, Paros, Antiparos. So we hit a bunch of the different places. It was nice. I'm hoping to go again next year. We're going to try to go more and more. It's an expense and it's tough, but I've got family there that's aging out and I don't want to miss out on them. So what toys are you hoping for Christmas this year? Oh, I just got back from a toy shop, a toy con. It was the retro toy con in Greensville, South Carolina, and I picked up my Evel Knievel stunt cycle that I've been wanting. I got a Merlin that I've really been wanting. I've been able to find Merlin online, but never one that works. They're almost always parts only. So it's really cool that I was able to find one that actually works. Tie game. That was tic-tac-toe. Anyway, so this was a cool buy. I've got my Millennium Falcon. That was at the last toy convention. I got Steve Austin, Lindsay Wagner. I wouldn't mind a Oscar Goldman or maybe Sasquatch from the $6 Million Man series. Soccer Boppers. An Atari would be kind of cool. I've got a new version of Atari. I'd like to get the original maybe someday. That would be kind of neat as well. What toys? What are you guys thinking? Poland and Ireland are on your bucket list, Wirehead. That would be fun. What's an aluminum falcon? It's not an aluminum falcon. Did I say it that way? I mispronounced. Millennium Falcon. What's going on, Stacy? Good to see you. I wish I still had my Charlie's Angel Vanadals. You know what's funny? I made a video about toys that none of us remember that were kind of bad. What are the 45s behind me? We can go over that. One of them that I thought was hilarious. Apparently, there was a Love Boat action set. You could get the boat itself, and they had little tiny action figures of Doc, Vicky, Captain Stubing, Isaac. That would be kind of cool. There used to be a Toys R Us in the Dallas-Fort Worth area back in the 90s. Toys, watch for it. They're coming back. We're not getting one in the Charlotte area, but they are starting to come back. Good eye for spotting the 45s, and a little different. So every one of these, my pop, before he passed away, sent me a box of stuff that he thought I would want. Nobody remembers the toys, the Love Boy toys, Doreen. That's the whole point of it. And one of them box that he sent me was full of different 45s. Now, the first one's not a record. I mean, it is, but it's not music. It is a Superman 45 that, if I remember correctly, came with the book. And you would listen to the actors, voice actors, read the story, and then it would ping whenever you had to turn the page. And this one was about alien creatures, and I remember it. I should play it at some point. I got a speaker behind me. I just remember there were like these whistling alien creatures that came down from outer space. So this was cool, and there were a lot of these. They made them for boys and girls, and it was just basically read-along adventures. Totally cool, I think. So there's one. The second one I remember actually getting. So back in third grade, my fingers on the grooves, dude, these records are in such bad shape, and I am holding it like this now, but it doesn't matter. Now, the next one, back in the third grade, we had Mr. Young and Miss Deal. I had two third grade teachers because we were an experimental class, much like we were an experimental generation. And what they did is they knocked down a wall between two classrooms and got two teachers that had very specific traits. And they tag teamed the two classes together. So there were about 45, maybe 50 of us in one class, but we had two teachers. Mr. Young every week would break out a stopwatch and tell us to do our math facts. A sheet of paper, 1 through 15, multiplication. I promise this relates. The faster you got done, you would get a certain amount of stamps. And the more stamps you had, you could then use in a weekly auction. And they would, with their own money, buy things. And based on how well we did that week, we'd use our stamps to then bid for the things at auction. This was a record I got in the third grade, Mr. Young's class, by bidding a bunch of stamps on my auction. And I'll read you the B-side first. The B-side is, "All your love, give it here." Okay, your hat, I just want to mend it. I don't know that it's mendable, Lori. Are these things mendable? That would be cool to know. So the B-side is, "All your love, give it here." Any clues? Any clues from anybody? All right. Oh, dude, you nailed it. Damn, I'm impressed. Yeah, Peaches and Herb. The A side is "Shake Your Groove Thing." And let me see if I can get it on close enough. But right there, if you can see it, is my third grade signature. Because we signed them. It says John K. We signed the stuff and then picked it up after the fact. There it is there for Facebook. Right where my thumb is. So, I mean, that's my little hands with horrible handwriting, but in cursive, in the third grade did that, John K. So that's what that album is. Great memory. The fact that I signed it all those years ago, in pencil no less, it looks like, and yet it's still held. Really, really, really cool for me. So there's that one. The next one, I bought it at a place called Streeters. Streeters department store is like a 5 and dime in our hometown of Wolcott, New York. And I just saved my money and went and would buy different records from time to time. The B side on this one is Until. Until. Does anybody know? It would be 1979, RSO Records, and the B side is Until. Heather says she signed her 45s too. Still looks playable? It might be. I can try it. I've got the record player literally right behind me. But I'm sure it would cause a copyright strike against me. Cindy Buckner and B Gold. Dude, if you guys aren't Googling this, good for you. Tragedy is the A side, and this definitely does not look playable. But this is the Bee Gees, Tragedy. And Tragedy is one of those songs that as kids, we came up with alternative lyrics. You guys remember that? We would make, I just got a notification from YouTube. Again, our goal today, 167. We're at about $65 of that. Just to let y'all know. So Tragedy was the song that we would like when you're, what were some of the lyrics we would do? Damn it. Good, Joycey. How was Thanksgiving for you? Good to see you. Tragedy was definitely a song we had alternative lyrics to. When you something and you gotta pee, that's tragedy. When you smell a smell and peeing hurts like hell, that's tragedy. I don't know. But that's the way we did it with that song. What's going on, Jason? Good to see you. I'm sure you guys will catch up on chat and give me alternative lyrics, but I just remember that being a fun thing we would do. And then the last one, I'll give you the B-side again. This is AM Records. And the B-side is a song called Snowblind. Disco was a tragedy. Snowblind is the B-side. Yeah, we had alternative lyrics for a lot of music. That's fair. Mr. Roboto. Dude, if you guys are not checking this on Google, I am very impressed. That is impressive. Record Hound level impressive. Yeah, the A-side is Mr. Roboto by Styx. Domo morigato, Mr. Roboto, domo. But yeah, dude, long time ago. Still have them. I put them on display. I'll try to play them at some point, but this was a snapshot into a long time ago. Physical representations of memory. Holding it in your hand. That's what I love about our toys. That's what I love about stuff like this. And the authentic versions of it. Song is just 6 words long. This is just 6 words long. What's that, Kevin? You lost me, my friend. Saw Styx in concert. That would be cool. Domo morigato. Mr. Roboto. Domo arigato. Sorry. Oh, Joycey. If you have albums and you don't want them, I'll come visit. I'm just starting to recollect them. Weird Al making fun of George Harrison. I get it. I miss all them old songs. I don't miss the old songs because we can still play them. That's what's cool. I miss a time like, I think Thanksgiving Day Parade. Some cool bands, right? They had Foreigner that was on there. And I didn't recognize anybody. So I did a quick Google search and found out that none of the original members of Foreigner still travel with Foreigner. One of the founders is still associated with the band, but doesn't travel. And I get it. People get older. I'm not saying people don't get older. I acknowledge that. I understand that. It's natural. It's just kind of sad. But if they do a good job and find people that are able to keep the essence of the band alive, Journey's done a great job of that, then I'm okay with it. Cindy says, I love one-hit wonders. What is my NHL team? God help me. Sabres. Go Bills. Curtis says, I miss the 70s, 80s, and 90s. Me too. But we try to keep them alive every day. And the things that I miss about them, I'm trying to bring forward in time, right? Because the things that we miss, a lot of the stuff we miss, we can kind of bring back. Quiet Riot is 0 original members. Yeah, a lot of that's what's going on now. But again, if they're staying true to the sound, it would be great. Joyce, have to look for my 45 and 33s. I actually forgot about 33s. There were three different record sizes, right? And as the number got bigger, the album got smaller. Am I doing it right, Record Hound, or have I got it backwards? And then you had something like this thing that when you had the 45s would go in so it could play both size records. But I think there were three size records, even though I only remember two. The big one and then the little one. But somebody told me, but I think there was a third size. I don't know. Curtis says, thank you, John. I'm glad you're keeping it alive. According to Japanese legend, when you can't sleep at night, it's because you're awake. Okay. 745, 7-inch 45. Yeah, so there were three. 45, 78, and 33. I don't remember why I only remember two. I remember the 45s, and the 78 was the big one, right? Those are the only two I remember, unless I've got it backwards. But at any rate, I only remember playing two ever right. The big and the 33s I don't remember, if 33 was the smallest. 78 is smaller than 33. All right, I've got it backwards then. I just remember the big one and the medium one. 78s are the ones I'm not remembering. They're much older, people say. Gotcha. That's why I don't remember it. Thank you, Travin. Thank you, Cindy. That explains it. 78 was the third, and it was before us. How many 33s you want? My old Uncle DJ collection trying to do something with. Troy, that would be awesome. Dude, go Cubs, Vanessa. Email me, genxjono80@gmail.com. Anything that is pertinent to I would love to display, just to share. And that's why so many people have sent me so many cool things, with the caveat being, please share. And it makes other people so happy to see them. That's what I love about this. It's not just talking about what we grew up with. It's sharing the physical aspects of it. You know, stuff like this coming back is coming back for a reason. It's because what we had value. It's everything nostalgic doesn't come back. The boomers, a lot of their stuff didn't come back. Our stuff is coming back. And it's not because we're this huge generation with an unlimited amount of buying power that they're trying to take advantage of. We're one of the smallest generations. And God knows we don't have an unlimited amount of money. So it's not marketing driven that's bringing our stuff back. It's the fact that our stuff is cool. And not only do we like it, but a lot of the Zoomers, a lot of the young kids listening on TikTok, hearing our songs, seeing our movies, it has value. I miss album art. Yeah, I love that. The 33s and the big album art, the Grease album, the Saturday Night Fever album, that sort of stuff. That was really cool. Beta and 8-track probably not coming back. Chris says trends repeat themselves. Right, but then things that have super value never go away at all. A lot of our stuff aren't really trends. 80s music never went out of style, out of fashion. 80s songs never stopped being popular. We listened to 80s songs in the 80s and in the 90s and in the 2000s and in the 2010s, and it just never went away. And not just on not just on an oldies station. You listen, if you guys are on TikTok, so much of the sound clips are from the 80s, and they have been since TikTok started being a thing. Before that, you could catch it on Facebook and MySpace, and after it's always been there. I thought they said we would be inheriting all the money eventually, some type of transfer of wealth. Based on the things that I've read, this is depressing. The biggest inheritor of wealth moving forward as the boomers pass on are going to be nursing homes. They did not, there weren't a lot of good products, nor did they seek out a lot of products to protect their wealth. So they're either spending it or it will be seized because they're living long. God bless them. But they're living long to a point where they need help. And as a result of that are going into assisted living by large numbers. And when that assisted living costs $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 a month in some crazy cases, that's where a lot of that money is going. Good evening. I hope you had a good Sunday. I had a great Sunday. Music today samples 80s music. It absolutely does. The Bills did win today, T-Bone, aggressively. Lots of 80s music and movies and TV. Look at Stranger Things. Great example. My mom has no money. I even pay her phone bill. Well, that's the other part of it, right? We're the sandwich generation for a reason. Our kids are coming back home to live with us. Mine are little still. I still have a 13-year-old. But for a lot of Gen Xers, their kids are coming home because they can't afford apartments. Their expectations of what living on their own, not judging, but are different than ours were. Our expectation to get out of the house meant we were willing to get out of the house. It didn't matter what our cars looked like. Our cars were land yachts that were older than we were, but it represented freedom. And having an old car meant not having a car payment, which meant that with 2 or 3 or 4 roommates in a not so great neighborhood, we were able to live on our own. Kids today, they like nice cars. They like nice things. That's okay. I don't know any kids that I work with in their 20s that have roommates, and yet they complain about the cost. It is what it is. Linda says, why did I have to make the tearjerker video? I don't know. What Linda's referring to is a video I just put up before coming live. And it just says, Gen Xers, we talk about the fact that we don't have feelings. Number one, we have feelings. I think we feel very strongly. It's just that we either act on our feelings, which means we don't need to sit in them ad infinitum forever, or we know how to suppress them when necessary, and necessary is often. But we have feelings, and I made a video basically showing proof of those feelings with movies that we watched, which still impact us today. And I think I used like 6 movies. I could have used more, but Old Yeller, that I saw for the first time in school, that trauma has never quite left me. Champ. Do you guys remember Champ? Dude, young Ricky Schroeder. Champ, wake up. Champ, wake up. Dude, crushed me, gutted me. Charlotte's Web, when Wilbur looks up and Charlotte's, taking the dirt nap, that bothered me. Of course, Thomas J. not being able to see without his glasses. And then finally, you know the last one. I don't even have to tell you. Watership Down was traumatic in a different way. There it is, Artex from Neverending Story. Yeah, people are mentioning Watership Down. That wasn't tearjerker. That was somebody just took one shot of LSD too many and decided they were going to make a cartoon to show children. That was messed up. But yeah, Champ is probably the worst example of it. People always talk Artax, but as bad as Neverending Story was, Champ gutted me. He's just begging him to wake up. It was bad. Charlotte from Charlotte's Web was pretty bad too, based on how old I was when I saw it. Dude, I almost cried at the Champ part watching it for the video. Other movies, I like the Bambi. I put Bambi in there for like a clip, a very short clip, because if I put it in there for any amount of time at all, Disney smacks me down. So basically, you hear the gunshot, and that's it for Bambi. Also, the reason I didn't use Where the Red Fern Grows, yeah, which Deborah just brought up. Yeah, I just like they'll hit me with copyright immediately. Land Before Time. E.T. David wasn't so bad because he wasn't really dead. He came back, and that redeems it, I think, a little bit. Even though we didn't know it at the time, to Mo's point, E.T. before he woke up. Love Story? Yeah, why do we know that? I think I was like 12 watching Love Story on TV for the first time. It was like a Friday night movie of the week or something. And I'm sitting there next to my mother watching Love Story. That's just not right. That's just weird. But I didn't see it as an adult. I definitely saw that as a child. Brian's song Wirehead, I don't think I've ever seen it in its entirety. I know it, but never seen it in its entirety. Same with All Dogs Go to Heaven. Optimus Prime dying. That's a good one. I'd forgotten that one. Craig says I was so desensitized by horror flicks. Yeah, horror flicks absolutely desensitized us to scary movie stuff, without a doubt. Without a doubt. Star Trek with Mr. Spock dying. Definitely a moment for me. As a dorky, nerdy Trekkie, you have been and always will be my friend. And the whole thing against the glass, that took me out. Bambi was, and I say it, literally the moment in my life as a young child when, if I have to point to a specific instance where my childhood came to a complete, my innocence came to a complete, brutal, abrupt end. Dude, Bambi was just so unexpected. My mom is showing Bambi evidence of spring, which is synonymous with life. Oh my God, holy crap, Travin. Linda, what did Travin do? Travin, what else did you do? Ice Castles was a good one, but Ice Castles I never quite believed. Was it based on a true story? Blind girl, really? Skating around on skates? That never rang true to me. Oh yeah, that's Travin for you, Linda. Yep. That's my buddy Travin. Travin, throw up a link for your card clash while we're at it. We'll do a little bit of that as well tonight. So my buddy Travin has a Gen X era card clash. 2 Gen X card clash starting decks, dice, best friend tokens, decision die. He's basically putting this together for us to play. It's super cool. He's over on YouTube. Go ahead and throw that up, my friend. But let's play with this a minute too. It's Cajun S who pulls that out. Yeah, it is. I don't see Cajun tonight. Dice is always so cool. I just love the multifaceted, like the multi-sided dice are so cool. Play with some of these cards today. Brought to you by Travin. How about Frosty melting? Screw Frosty. Frosty, I don't feel bad for Frosty. Number one, that hat did not belong to him. Don't hate on me, but Frosty the Snowman basically says if you find something of value that someone threw away not knowing it had value, you're entitled to keep it. I don't think that's true. Yes, the magician was a bit of a jerk. Understandable, but Frosty literally takes a small minor child across state lines on a train into the North Pole after stealing that hat. No, I'm sorry. Screw Frosty. Not a fan. Sleepover. What is the definition of a sleepover? A sleepover is when you go sleep over at a friend's house. Parents can pick you up in the morning, or more likely, you will walk home. I will say, Travin, sleepover I was not allowed to have. My parents, Greek mother, never understood the point of a sleepover unless it was a relative's house. I could go to a cousin's house and sleep, but my mom goes, they can come here. And that was even a stretch because most of the time she didn't even want my friends coming here. She never understood what the point of sleeping at someone's house. If you're asleep, you can be at home asleep. She's like, go to your friend's house, stay there until it's time for bed, then come home and sleep in your own damn room where I know where you are and I can keep an eye on you. That was my mother. So sleepovers, not a Greek thing, unless you were sleeping over at another Greek person's house, preferably somebody you were related to by blood. A house party. 2 different sleepovers, home and away, says my buddy there. A house party. Whose house is this? Where are the parents? How did they get this many people in a house this small? Stop asking dumb questions. Who had a house party? My parents did not ever go away. It's funny. Parents who were never home, that's my parents, but also parents who never went away. So they were home working at the restaurant all day. From like 6 in the morning till like 9 at night, my parents were at the restaurant. And if we wanted to be fed, then we took our bicycles and rode down to the restaurant 2 or 3 times a day and ate there. But what my parents never really left. And even if they did, the idea of inviting people over to drink alcohol in my parents' home with their shoes on, shoes weren't allowed in my parents' house, let alone something. No, never. My mother could tell by the vacuum cleaner lines in the carpet exactly whether or not we had trespassed into the formal living room. The fact that I would invite people to come drinking and making bad decisions in my house, this never happened. The reason you get 6 of your friends to help clean up Sunday morning before my parents got back, there's no cleaning up. Dude, I get your point. No, nobody could clean like my mother could clean. I don't know when she did it. She was at the restaurant constantly working. The woman lived in a waitress uniform, and yet her house was like spotless. Dust was not allowed. No. There's not have my friends help me clean up. There's no clean up enough to make sure that I wouldn't get my ass beat when my parents came home. Next card we're going to read is a public pool. We all wanted to hit up the public pool on those hot summer days, meet up with some friends, and practice your cannonballs. Our only public pool was at our high school. So our high school had a pool. And in New York State, I think legally you had to learn to swim before graduation. Now I'm in the South, and a lot of schools don't have pools. And it blows my mind how many adults I meet that don't know how to swim. I'm like, first and foremost, your dad didn't just throw you into the deep end? Like, how did you avoid that formative moment in your childhood? But that being said, our only community pool was community swim at the high school. And that my mom loved it because it was only a quarter mile from her house. I could walk there. It was like 3 hours of hanging out and then walking home. She didn't have to do anything, and it kept me out of the house, which, as we've mentioned before, was something my mom wanted very badly. Date night? I was pretty much a dork until about 17, so date night didn't happen a lot then. Pick a fight. You pick a fight with your opponent. Loser gets grounded for a week while the winner has bragging rights. There's a meme going around social media right now that says if you're kind of... Give me a minute. So this one is pick a fight. And it says, again, you pick a fight with your opponent. The loser gets grounded for a week. The winner gets bragging rights. There is a meme going out that says if you're the kind of parent that tells your kid it's okay to finish a fight someone else started, then you're part of the problem. Dude, I tell my kids all day long, not only should you finish a fight, but if you think you're at risk and running isn't an option, you do what you need to do and get it done. That's it. My dad used to tell me most fights only have 1 or 2 punches. Don't wait to take the first one. If someone's going to come at you, you make sure you start and or finish it. You guys got to do so much that I didn't. That being said, I didn't get into a lot of fights as a kid. I grew up in the bar business. My parents owned a bar and a restaurant. So even at 15, 16 years old, I was bar backing / bartending. So I was breaking up fights of full-blown adults. But yeah, the fights that I did get into later on in life, I stood my ground. My parents taught me, and I taught my girls, you stand up for yourself. That if you get this whole zero tolerance bullshit at school, where both the person that's the aggressor and the person that defends themselves get equally in trouble, I don't believe in that. I said, if you get suspended, I'll take you out for ice cream every day. You stand up for yourself and don't worry about it. Wrecked the car. Your opponent wrecked the family car. At least they weren't drunk. Does this mean they get grounded? We'll find out. The art on this is awesome, Travin. But who wrecked the family car? Anybody? Everybody seems to agree with me on the fighting thing. That's good. Learning to drive still hasn't happened to me. I remember in upstate New York, Western New York, snow out of nowhere was a thing. Almost everybody that I knew that grew up in Buffalo and in Rochester wrecked the family car at some point because you had to get into a skid, a slide. You had to slide on ice to know how to deal with it. No matter how slow you go, ice is ice. So yeah, Deb, I don't agree with punishing the victims of bullying either, but that's the whole zero tolerance thing. I believe that's laziness. The school doesn't want to get involved in finding out who's at fault. My face is frozen, but I can hear you fine. Well, hope it's a good look on my frozen face. Yeah, you always every kid I knew got into a fender bender because of snow at some point. And that's how we learned to get ourselves into it. Pumping the brakes, not slamming the brakes. The difference between turning into and away from a skid, all that good stuff. Friends over. This is what Travin was talking about. This is the other version of the sleepover. This is when you have friends sleep over at your house. Parents may kick them out at sunrise, but those are the breaks. Yeah, no, this didn't happen either. Unless they were related. YouTube keeps hitting me. Okay, still at 65.62. If you have the ability to and have not yet given your $2, this would be a good time to do it. As per the Better Off Dead rules, I want my $2. On Facebook, I'll always say you guys can subscribe. You can jump over to my Facebook main page and hit the subscribe button underneath the links that are there. Gets you access to a private Facebook page. It's 99 cents a month. And it helps support the page. And then finally, also on Facebook, pretty cool. If you guys have a birthday coming, thank you, Celeste. If you have a friend, Gen X friend that has a birth, I had an O face, and they have a birthday or an anniversary, or you just want me to slam them. I'm having a blast with the Facebook storefronts. Almost every one of my Facebook posts, they automatically put it at the top. You can click that and order a custom-made video that I'm having an absolute blast making. I have absolutely had the best time ever roasting people on behalf of my followers. You guys give me some information. Tell me where their soft spots are, and I go for the jugular. So just a couple different ways to help support the page, help support me. Happy birthday, Kevin, turning 46 on Friday. You child, you. Jim of all trades, thank you so much. 58 today. Happy birthday. Congratulations. You beat my team. I didn't do much of anything, but okay. Drive-in movie. Who would miss a chance to head to the drive-in with your friends? You probably meet more people there. Linda, thank you so much, honey. Trying to help you get over the hump. I love that YouTube will match it. Appreciate you, sweetheart. Drive-in for me, two different versions of drive-in that were important. First of all, it's when I was really little. Superman, the Christopher Reeve movie, Star Wars, like that era. The first time I saw those movies was at a drive-in. I was really young, and the cool thing about that era is into the movies as we were, there was also that dilapidated, just seemed like a drug-infested version of a playground at the front of the drive-in. That for the life of me, I'm not surprised that I'm shocked that I never got tetanus playing on. That was cool. And then you had to look back when it was time to get back to your car and realize you had no idea where your parents' car was parked. So that was fun. Also, you could get in it, but later on, I remember things like Pink Floyd's The Wall, movies that were specific for seeing them at a drive-in. The drive-in was part of the experience. And to Lori's point, we would all pile in the trunk or in the back seat of the cars, and they had as many, you could get entire carloads in for the same price, and that was cool. And then off in the distance, sometimes if you went to a really shady, like a really bad drive-in, over on the other side of the drive-in, they would play like porn on the big screen, which that's just wrong. One more. Maybe you pick a good one. Polaroid camera. Our first selfie. Only took 5 minutes to develop, and we blew on it and waved it in the wind like that would help. Dude, that's a good one. I remember getting a Polaroid camera for my birthday one year. My godparents got it for me. And it was just so cool. It was like the first instance of Gen X instant gratification because we lived in a hurry up and wait world, right? M&M, thank you so much. $2. I'd love a ski bike. Dude, thank you so much. We lived in a hurry up and wait world. Definitely no instant gratification. We had to wait for the photos to be developed. We had to wait for the specials to come on TV. We had to wait for the songs on the radio to come out for the MTV premiere before we could record it. We waited for a lot of things, and the Polaroid instant cameras, in my mind, was one of the first instances of early gratification, and they were expensive. The photo, the processing was included in the price, and the photos weren't great quality, and they tended to fade over time, but it was still pretty cool. A couple of you saying you still have that. Leng says she still has that. Purple says I still have that camera. Talk about waiting for the Star Wars specials that came on. That came on once. The Star Wars holiday movie was shown once. And then, at least on television, that was that. It was so bad. Yeah, I don't know why we shook it. I don't know if that actually helped. I think that was kind of an urban legend type thing. It was like blowing on the Nintendo cartridge. I don't think it actually helped. Shake it like a Polaroid picture. Yeah, Deborah, drop the film off and wait a week. And then when we went to pick the film up, right, we had options. We had choices we had to check on that envelope. Did you want free doubles? Because your friends are always like, did you get doubles so that you could give one of the copies? Go Bills. The doubles thing was cool. I almost always took the doubles. I don't think I ever took the expanded. You could get glossy or matte. I think we always took glossy. And you could get either doubles or the extra large pictures. And I think we always went doubles because somebody always wanted a copy of the picture. 110 film, I remember that. Sherry Ann, thank you so much for subscribing over on Facebook. I appreciate it. Hopefully the best 99 cents a month you'll spend. But the cool thing is the private page that you now get access to. People like Stacy and Deborah and Dorian, a lot of people in there also post on a regular basis, as can you now. And I'll usually go into that page and grab content out. It helps me make content. Polaroid disc, the Kodak disc camera. Yep, I remember that. Always got doubles, says Heather. Always got doubles. Yeah, that was the move for sure. Oh, how's everybody feeling? I'm struggling with a cold personally. Getting tired. Looking at us, we're at $75.92 over on YouTube. About $90 short of the 167 that YouTube would have liked today. I don't care. But just letting you all know, if we can get there $2 at a time, that would be awesome. YouTube would/will double that up if we get there. Yeah, I am hoping to sweat it out, hence the hoodie. Other ways to support the page, I will say that through midnight tonight, through 1 a.m. maybe Eastern time, if you like the content that I wear, the shirts that I've got, they are on sale over at TeePublic. TeePublic threw up a Black Friday sale. I think it's up to like 27 or 30% off. Some Christmas designs. Bumble is by far one of my favorites. A little bit of Cobra Kai action going on. We have some just literally Gen X stuff. So if you want to be a proud Gen Xer, X-Men, X-Women, some of the stuff is just branded Gen X, so that's pretty cool. My absolute favorite brothers, Miser Brothers, they're too much. And then Gen X mascots, right? Island of Misfit Toys. Dude, if there's anything more Gen X than Misfit Toys, I don't know what it is. For Christmas, I also just added the Winter Warlock with young Santa Claus, but one foot in front of the other. I just put up a design of Hermie the Dentist with Rudolph as well. There's just a bunch of stuff on there. Go check it out. Who's hosting 3View Mirror tomorrow night? It will be Chris hosting tomorrow. So yeah, Monday night, 7 p.m. Eastern time, over on YouTube. Still on my YouTube channel until we get 3View Mirror's numbers up. We're going to have another 3View Mirror. It's basically every week, dude. On Monday night at 7 p.m., we play a game. And the game is where one of three hosts a show about three seemingly random topics that go back. Ooh, Grinch is a good one. That one might get me in trouble, though. Some of them are more copyrightable than others. So one of us every week picks three random topics from the 70s, from the 80s, from the 90s, pop culture, but something that only the host knows is like combining, running through those three things. Those three things have something in common. And it's up to us to try to guess that at the end of the hour. So it's kind of newer. It's a lot of fun. I will tell you in 2 weeks, you don't want to miss it. I've got a really, I don't know about Chris's, his stuff is always good, but I've got a really good one coming in 2 weeks. Did I like Christmas Vacation? I loved Christmas Vacation. Tomorrow's going to be a struggle going back to work after 6 days off. At least the Christmas is coming. Some wars. I love all the private jokes. We did have the best holiday cartoons. Are those shirts on public or your link? They're TeePublic through my link. So if you go on Facebook, I've got a pinned comment. It says, check out my new merch shop. There should be a link going to Gen X Jono, GenXJono .dashery.com. GenXJono.dashery.com. You can even find the link in my link tree in my bio. TeePublic, there's no way to get there without my link. They host my page, but they don't do it. I come up with the designs, I do all that stuff. So you got to go directly through one of my links. And I know they're all, like I said, 27 to 30% off depending. You going to do another drinking challenge, John? We'll have to see. Our goal is to get John to watch Blues Brothers. Dude, I tried. Blues Brothers, I'm convinced, is one of those movies that if you didn't see it then, it's real hard to watch it now. It just starts so slow. But yeah, I basically do the same whether you guys buy them on sale or not. So I try to direct you guys over whenever TeePublic has a sale. There's over 65 different designs, great mugs. Stickers make great gifts. We have the Yuck, Mr. Yuck stickers. You can also get Mr. Yuck on a shirt, but buy some Mr. Yuck stickers. Give them around the office to Gen Xers. I think it's freaking hilarious. But he will watch Beaches. Well, Beaches wasn't slow. It starts right in on the action. Show that Steve Austin. It's not a doll, first of all. But I'll show you my Steve Austin action figure. Happy to. Here he is. Steve Austin, played by Lee Majors, $6 Million Man. And yes, the eye works. I see you. He's got the shoes. He's got the engine block that he can lift with his bionic arm. Definitely happy with this purchase. Very cool. Absolutely played with this as a kid. Not this one, but one just like it. And I've got Lindsay Wagner with her Mission Purse, the Bionic Woman. Maybe for Christmas, if I find an Oscar Goldman or a Sasquatch, I'll add it. Make sure he doesn't fall. There he goes. Right back where he belongs. I can't think of the last two lines in Beaches without bawling. Dude, that movie was rough. You too funny. Love it just like G.I. Joe. John has a purse. I don't have a purse. Bionic Woman has a purse. And she has a bionic arm. So if she smacks you with that purse, it's going to hurt. He was married to Farrah Fawcett for a while there. Should make an Al Bundy No Ma'am shirt. I could try that. Ever visit New York City during Christmas back in the day? Absolutely did. Well, I did the whole thing. Didn't go ice skating at Rockefeller Square, but I did in Central Park. Excuse me, action figure. Well, Gen X boys didn't play with dolls. The last I checked, you're not dead yet. Steel Magnolia was crushingly sad. Yeah, your collectible doll. Lee Majors and Scrooge was awesome. Staffer and Waldorf, awesome. Toy Federation has a Sasquatch, showed it on a video. Yeah, I was at their Toy Con. I saw it. It was just, there were things that I had on my list, and I couldn't afford all of it. So had to go without Sasquatch for a little longer. Oh, fudge. I can do that. Definitely can do that. All right, guys. Round robin list of things going on. Tomorrow night, 7 p.m. YouTube, 7 p.m. Eastern time. Join us. I'd love everybody here to be there. Everybody bring a friend. Tell somebody else to check it out. 3-View Mirror starting promptly 7 p.m. Eastern time on my YouTube channel. Tuesday night, Gen X Era Trivia live at the Hickory Tavern in Indianland, South Carolina, starting at 8 p.m. Eastern time. You can also catch me live streaming that show on YouTube. And then back here again next week for another episode of the Sunday Night Wonderful World of Generation X. As always, you can support the page, super chats, donations over on YouTube, joining as a member on YouTube. Will there be snacks? Always. You can also join as a subscriber on Facebook. 99 cents a month doesn't kill anybody, but it all adds up. You can also order a storefront video. Happy to do that. And then finally, the merch. Great way to actually get something for your dollars on sale through the end of this week. And that's all I got. Definitely have the drinking challenge. We all loved it. I'll see what I can do. Not feeling well, so I'm not sure how Dayquil and drinking will go, but we'll give it a shot. Good night, Thea. Good night, Curtis. Good night, Steve. Thank you for another great week, Ronaldo. Thank you to everybody that donated. Travin, appreciate you. Linda, appreciate you. All of you guys, thank you so much. Kevin, thank you. Roman Perez, I had the Planet of the Apes dolls and Treehouse as well. Very cool, my friend. Karen Moody, how are you? Have a great week. Sweet dreams to you as well, Violet. Have an amazing week, Pam. All right, guys. Hope to see you in the subscription page on Facebook. If you're going to share a picture over on Facebook of Christmases past, remember, hashtag Gen X Christmas Challenge. That's all I got. Sending you guys love. See those of you that I see tomorrow night on the 3 View Mirror.